This is what I deal with everywhere I go.
We are not the people that run behind.
So I'm really happy with the way the battery performed overnight with virtually no solar charge whatsoever. Slide number 1, which is our kitchen slide where our stove is, won't go out.
Not only is it not going out, this one's not going out. This is a big deal.
It's not hooked to anything.
What?
This seems like it's gonna be expensive.
Stay. Be good. Be good. Stay. Be good. Bye, cow. Bye, other cow. It has been raining and gloomy and yucky all week long. And I don't think we're gonna see sunshine for at least 4 more days. But during that time, we have some projects that we're gonna do. I have appointments I'm gonna take care of, and we're just gonna take care of all this yucky stuff so that everything afterwards is all fun. You guys have heard me sing my dental woes. My process is not working. In fact, I'm pretty frustrated about it, but I'm not gonna go into that. However, there's some pretty cool resources out there for eye care, so I thought this was worth sharing with you guys. I guess if I had a train horn, I could honk back at it. Cody uses an option through 1-800-CONTACTS. He can do it from the comfort of the camper. It's actually pretty quick. And then from there, you do have to order your contacts through that website. But the appointment itself is only, I'd say, $25. I've failed it twice, and it's because my prescription is so old. So just know that going into it, you do have to have a pretty current prescription. I'm anxious to see how the contact costs compare, but we'll see in the end what the true breakdown is. I walked into this vision center that I've never been to before, and they were great. And turned out, I know the family, and they're just the sweetest, best family. The LILES Vision Center in Fort Smith, Arkansas. If you're in the area, it's a great option. The online vision is an option. And I am not the person to give professional or healthcare advice, but I'm happy with my experience here. I have some contacts on the way. I'm happy with the cost. I just wanted to let you guys know that there are some other options if you get stuck and need it. All right, let's get home and see what Cody's up to. I feel bad. I've given them the wrong impression by getting into the truck. I don't have any hay. I got nothing. Crickets. Oh, Cody. I don't know how this made it back into the laundry. We gotta do something about this. I got all my honeydews done, but I did forget my grocery list, so I was kind of winging it. I only got the necessities. The guy in that truck that just passed me looked terrified. Totally worth it. That's the sun. We haven't seen the sun in how many days?
It's been about a week since we've seen the sun.
It's glorious. We're on the way to go meet Cody's original queen, his mama. We're gonna go out and celebrate her birthday just a few days early.
Since we won't be here, it'll work out good to go do it today. So happy birthday, Mom, in the future. Past me, future me says happy birthday.
I totally missed the dress code. You look good, but she'll forgive me.
Kevin, here's some Arkansas barbecue. You let me know in the comments what you think.
You have a quarter?
This is what I deal with everywhere I go. For 30 minutes I'm saying, who's gonna ride the pony? Who's gonna ride the pony?
You have a quarter?
No.
Be honest, is it weird without glasses? It's always so weird seeing people in contacts after they've worn glasses for so long. But I'm excited to have them. Isaac's birthday's coming up here in about a week and a half. He's going to be 21. We're so proud of what a great young man he's become. We thought we were going to get to see him this week, and the weather didn't really cooperate. We would rather him be safe and us just meet later. So we do have plans a little later in the year to meet up and celebrate a little late. In the meantime, we have a package we're going to pop in the mail for him, and just want to tell him happy birthday. We love you, our little baby boo.
Morning. It's travel day. We've actually got a long ride today going down to the coast because we've had enough of this rain and stuff. It's rained every day. It's been just like this, and due to the rain we slept a little late this morning. We're leaving a little later than we thought, and I realized we have no fuel. So we're off to Casey's, but first we got to drop this trash off and not run down the highway with it. Don't forget the trash. Don't forget the trash. Me, or are the gas pumps getting slower by the time you swipe your card, wait on it to process, put in your zip code, do you want a car wash, do you want a receipt, enter your rewards? I think they've just made gas almost too complicated. Happened in the old days where you just swiped your card and rolled. I know it's security features and stuff, but when it's cold and rainy, it kind of makes me grit my teeth every time. But we're almost done here. We're gonna hop in the truck, go find Ange, because originally we wanted to be on the road in about 25 minutes. All right, we're gassed up. Let's go get Ange because we're going to the coast. We got to get in some warm weather. We've had enough of this cold and rainy stuff. It's been a while since we actually had to travel on a rainy day, but it's going to take a few extra steps and it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to set you guys down right here while I put up the Starlink. Ange's getting ready on the inside. Should be getting ready to go in just a few, but I do know we're going to have to get a towel and kind of wipe the side of the slide outs down just to make sure we don't drag anything in with us. But RV life, some days it rains. In our case, a whole week of it.
It's important that on travel day, everything goes in a specific place and that you're organized. The bed tends to be our catch-all, which it is again today. But we are running behind. We are not the people that run behind. We have a harvest host to hit before dark, and it's not looking good. It wouldn't kill you guys to help. You can't pick up some of your toys or something? Rainy days pulling the slides in are the worst because they pull in so much water. We do the best we can with it and just try to wipe off the excess. You just want as little water dripping on your floor as possible.
Yeah, you wipe those slides. You wipe them good.
Shush. We were rushing, almost made a really big mistake, and so we slowed down. We're doing a few extra walkarounds. We're gonna reset, make sure we have everything done, and then we're on the road.
Let's clarify, we didn't almost make a huge mistake. You wanna tell them what you did?
No, I didn't have one of the slides all the way in because I was squeezing through to get all the rain wiped off the back side, which isn't normally a step that I have to take. So when I did my walk around, I noticed the slide out was sticking out. So we would have caught it, but still, it's a big deal.
That's why we both do our own individual walk-arounds and check each other's work.
True.
Every time, even when it's cold and rainy. But now that that's done, let's get in there. The heater's running. Let's go.
Let's go. Cody, did you know that today, January 27th, is National Cheese Day?
And it's Mom's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom. Love you.
But it's also Cheese Day.
Well, I think Eris is a lot more interested in Cheese Day than...
Are you interested in Cheese Day?
Hey, I just wanted to call and wish you a happy birthday. We just pulled out of Jay's heading down to Texas. Hope you have a good day. Hope it quits raining and hope y'all do something fun. Happy birthday. Love you. Bye. Voicemail. She's probably getting a bunch of calls this morning.
I'm a little frustrated with my planning and the lack thereof. We didn't really do really good with our food or getting up or anything with our travel plans this morning, which is not like us. But we've made it how far?
Oh, we left about...
4 hours.
Yeah, it's been about 4 hours.
So we're getting a little hungry. We're gonna give the dogs a little break. We're gonna gas up. We're gonna do this just as quick as we can, and we're gonna get back on the road. I brought a salad today. I was tempted by other things. Well, our original plan for today has been nixed. We were planning to do a harvest host. We figured out pretty quickly our travel day has not gone smoothly. We've had a few roadblocks, and we determined that we're going to be navigating a grassy, potentially muddy area in the dark, and we're going to go a different way with it.
Yeah, it rained the whole week we were in Arkansas, and it looks like it's done about the same thing down here. So definitely thinking that a grass landing spot is not a good idea, and they wanted us there by dark, and Dallas traffic threw every roadblock at us it could today, and we lost a ton of time, and we had a really hard time sourcing fuel. I think we went to 4 or 5 different gas stations before we finally found one we thought we could get into, and couldn't, and ended up going to a open parking lot, dropping our trailer, going to get fuel, and going back for the trailer. It's been a day. So there's a rest area here about 30 minutes up the road we're going to try to slide into tonight. Really our goal with this trip, we had about 700 miles to ride, and we wanted to split the difference and do an overnight somewhere so we could test out the new REDODO lithium batteries and kind of see how that looks. So we're still going to get that accomplished. We're just going to have a little bit of a different background, and we'll hit our destination tomorrow morning. Home sweet home at a rest area for the night after a very long and frustrating travel day. We're at 100% on our battery right now. We've got the water pump going, we've got the furnace going, we've got some lights on. So we're gonna live normally tonight, and we're gonna see how far this thing stretches us in our first overnight trip before we do some more extensive testing in the future.
There's a lot of electrical items that we aren't using that we would probably consider a little more normal. Hair dryers, straighteners, fireplace, TVs, coffee pots, things like that. So it's not 100% normal.
True.
But we're gonna be comfortable.
Yeah. We're not gonna worry about turning the furnace off to save battery. We're not gonna worry about shutting a bunch of lights off. You guys have seen me before talk about my Westinghouse electric generator. It's really just a battery pack. I'll use that to watch TV tonight. So we'll live pretty normally, but our solar system and our batteries are not wired to take care of our 110 outlets. So anything that would plug into a 110 is dead to us, but we've got our Westinghouse to charge laptops and phones and stuff like that. Our system's very basic. You may have something that's a lot more advanced than ours. This is just what we think is going to work for us. We're excited to see it pan out. Good morning to everybody from Abbott, Texas. We're here at this really huge and nice rest area where we spent our overnight last night. Quick update on the REDODO lithium batteries. We got here about 4:30 yesterday. It was pretty much overcast. We did everything. We pushed our slides out, we ran fans and heaters and lights and pretty well lived normally. We left the furnace on about 67 last night. It got down to 34 degrees. And this morning it's pushing 8 o'clock after we've had our showers and done all that good stuff. We're still sitting at about 63% this morning, so I'm really happy with the way the battery performed overnight with virtually no solar charge whatsoever. However, we do have a problem this morning. Slide number 1, which is our kitchen slide where our stove is, won't go out. I can hear the motors kick on and they kind of do the thing, but it won't go out. I know I've got a manual override out there, but I'm not going to mess with that here at the rest area. We're pretty off level. I tried to level it up as best I could last night, but I did leave the truck hooked to the trailer, so I didn't want to do anything too extreme, so I'm wondering if maybe that has something to do with it. But ultimately, we've got 5 hours to ride to our final destination today, and we're going to check it out when we get there. Hopefully, we don't have to call a mobile tech. Fingers crossed that when we get there, this slide goes out just fine like nothing ever happened. There's your lithium battery update for the morning. We got to hit the road. So Angela did a really good job last night of getting a whole bunch of stuff together. We were going to have breakfast at the rest area this morning. The plan was to wake up, push the slides out, have breakfast, and roll. Since we couldn't get our kitchen slide out, we couldn't get to our fridge, couldn't use our oven. So we have Circle K bacon, egg, and cheese croissant and sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. I pushed it a little too far on food yesterday, had some erratic low blood sugar stuff going on, so I'm going to use that as an excuse to eat truck stop food this morning.
Make more bad life choices. We gotta get our life together.
But we did find an easy fuel stop, easy quick breakfast, so I'm not gonna complain.
Gas and bathroom break for everyone. Bye, baby. There you go. We're 15 minutes away.
Where's the ocean?
Ooh, I just saw a center console boat. That's promising.
That sounds promising.
I found the ocean.
I see it.
I see it too.
We went 2 weeks of rain and cold and gloom, and look at the ocean.
Woo! Okay, so it's not the ocean. It's Capano Bay and Aransas Bay.
But I bet it's salt water from the ocean.
It's close.
I know it's sunny and there's water and it's like 70 degrees outside, so it could be a pond for all I care at this point.
Eris smells the sand. She can dig in already. All right, well, we hoped we would land and this baby would kind of fix itself, but not only is it not going out, this one's not going out. So I don't know what to do.
Let me try to plug up and see if that makes any difference, because we're still on battery. What's our battery percentage after we just got here?
75?
75. So it's picked up like, and we got 13 volts, so it's not a voltage issue. That's the water pump running, it's what you hear buzzing. Okay.
All right, well, let's try it. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, before we call somebody.
Had a lot of close calls on a lot of stuff. We've been very lucky. We've never had too much detrimental stuff, but this is a big deal. We can't really live in it like this. We're plugged in. We're gonna give it a shot.
Well, okay.
It's not even making the right sound.
I mean, we've got full voltage, 70% battery. We pushed the slides in and out last night with no problems. We know there's power to the motors because they're clicking and grinding. So the fact that the motors are making sound tells me there's juice back there and nothing's come loose.
We have a little research to do.
Well, the bedroom slide works, so that's a good thing. I just got off the phone with the local mobile tech that the campground gave us a recommendation on. They didn't have anybody to send out today since it's Sunday. They said it'd be tomorrow, and this is going to put a major cramp in my home office. But what he did say is sometimes they'll get jammed in, and maybe since we went through all this dirt and mud and all this nasty stuff that's all over the trailer, he said to get down and put a wrench on the override and try to run it out a few clicks. Sometimes they get sucked in too far and they get jammed, but you can give them a little help and break them loose. I'll have to do both sides. But he said if I can get them to come out an inch or two, they'll probably come out the whole way and everything will be fine. They're just jammed. So we're going to hope that it's dirt and dust and mud. And if you look down the side of our trailer, this thing's a mess. So I'm going to hope that it's jammed up and that I can get it fixed and we don't have to call a mobile tech. But if not, we can make an appointment for tomorrow. So I've located the override bypass screw the guy told me to crank to get these broke loose. And we got an issue. So that screw is right here. But here's the problem. It's not hooked to anything.
What? What in the world?
This seems like it's going to be expensive.
How about the other side? Is there only one
It's
override?
there. Maybe try to put a crescent wrench over this bar and see if I can turn it like that. But aside from that, I think I'm out of options and tricks because I don't think the motor is even engaging. The other side seems like it's got something I can bite on, but if I even have a right size wrench to do it. So maybe I can get the other side out, but I don't think this one's going to go. Is it moving it? That got something moving.
We don't think we did much, but we're going to give it a shot. Nothing.
So this is the quote-unquote override bolt that came off the driver's side. You're supposed to be able to crank this and push your slides out manually. This one was just flopping there. So this was either not hooked up at the factory or something because we've never used it, and the first time I go to use it, it comes right out my hand. So I understand having problems. This frustrates the heck out of me. No office, no kitchen, no fridge. We got a bedroom and a bathroom. I'm gonna say to heck with it and go get something to eat and wait on the mobile guy to call me back.
What?
I went and found the screw on the other side that didn't actually fall off in my hand, and now this works.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
So I'm thinking the override screws are on opposing sides. So this one over here that fell out is responsible for this slide. And when I turned this one on this side, just like 4 turns and tried it again, it went right out, no problem. Now, I still got a problem with that bolt thing going on, whatever that is. But let's see if slide 2 will magically move. No. So, at least we have access to some of our house. If I can figure out how to get that other side to move, maybe it'll be okay. But technically, you're not supposed to work on your own rigs here. But I know the mobile tech told me earlier that they couldn't get anybody out until tomorrow. So I may go get a bite to eat, and I may try to get in that underbelly, and just better to ask forgiveness than permission and see if we can't get this fixed. It sure beats going to a hotel for the night. So after some good Mexican food and a little bit of talking and strategizing, I've come to a conclusion. Since the mobile tech can't get out today, and I really need that side of the trailer for my working office, I'm going to cut a hole in the underbelly and try to figure out where this rod came disconnected from and see if I can pin it back together and get this other side broke loose. Once I turned the other one a couple of rotations, it went out on its own just fine. So I think we've driven through a ton of mud and dirt in Arkansas. The whole trailer's trashed, the truck's trashed, so I'm sure the gears are just gummed up because they're exposed under there. So I'm hoping that I can figure out where this bar goes, where the missing pin goes, repair it, get my slide out, and then get everything nice and cleaned up. So this isn't a how-to, this isn't a what you should do, this is what I've decided to do because I'm kind of out of options and I'm really, really impatient. So wish me luck. There's the motor. And here's where it hooks on. Okay, so what I did is I took this missing screw, rod, whatever you want to call it, kind of figured out where it should be,
and I just cut me a square and made a flap right here. The logic is that I can take this and maybe put a couple of staples in it and some Gorilla Tape. And then if it happens to come loose going down the road, the wind will keep it from tearing the rest of it up in theory. But I've got to where I can see the motor, and I can see where the bar should be hooked onto the motor to turn it. I'm going to steal my cotter pin off of the spare tire holder to make this repair, and then I'll get a new pin to go in here later on. And hopefully that takes care of our issue. So the way I see it, we've got a little bit of a design flaw here, a manufacturing defect. Either they mounted this motor too far towards the center and the override bar won't reach, or they use too short of a bar for it to work. But if I can make this work, we can always use this access point for an override, and hopefully we can get the gears cleaned up really good and they don't get jammed again, because it shouldn't have happened in the first place in my opinion, but it happened and here we are. So let me see what I got in the old toolbox to make this happen. Since we had the issue with the frozen tank, I thought I'd go ahead and just shine this light, make sure I don't have anything dripping. Everything looks good, everything's dry. There's no insulation back here whatsoever, but we're not in freezing temps and nothing's leaking, so one thing at a time. I'm going to grab one of my picks, just a straight pick, and see if I can rotate this bar. It's a moment of truth. Perfect. When doing it yourself goes right. Now the next thing I've noticed is, now that it's out, the screw is sticking out far enough to get to. So I think I can disconnect this rod, put that seal back in, and reassemble the whole thing. I think the mobile tech was right that the slides just came in a little bit too far this time, and they were clearly jammed because it was kind of hard to get them going. But I think I can take this bolt pin all the way out, put the seal back in, and put it all back together. I think it'll work flawlessly now.
Nice work.
Nice work to you.
And thank you to the mobile tech that gave us free advice that he did not have to give us. So we'll put his information right here because we do appreciate it. Anytime you don't have to go through that or spend the money, that's wonderful. I think it was the Mexican food that did it, really. Sorry, Brian, that we had to steal that cotter pin from our tire stop that we love so very much. You've been a huge help to a lot of our viewers. So we're going to drop his link back in here. I know a lot of you have already gotten and enjoyed this product just as much as we have from stopping our spare tire from coming down. But we'll pop that back in tomorrow. RVing is definitely a learning experience from day one, and I don't know that it stops. So we're hoping that someone out there learns something out of this. We definitely learned something.
So of all the different rigs we've had, slide outs are kind of a reoccurring issue. We've had a lot of one-time issues, but on this rig particularly, we've had slide skis bust, we've had screws work loose, we've had seals get torn, and now this. Familiarize yourself with your slides. If you're picking up a new RV or a used one at the dealer, maybe have them demonstrate to you how this works and make sure yours is hooked up from the factory, because I don't think ours was. I don't see any evidence of damage like it's been pulled out or forced out. I don't think it was ever hooked up. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, and honestly I don't care at this point. So I'm just glad it's fixed and it's done.
Come back, come back, come back, come back.
RV problems are never fun, but don't get irritated like me and fly off the handle. Just take a deep breath, go have some Mexican food, think about it really hard, come back. Most of this stuff's pretty logical and easy to fix, so doing it ourselves saved us a call from a mobile tech, and it saved me from having to work tomorrow sitting on our bed trying to balance a laptop and all the other stuff I have to mess with. So don't be afraid, get out there and do it yourself. But make sure you consult your owner's manual and work within your own limitations so you don't make a little problem into a bigger problem, because I've done that before too.
So that's very smart advice. We're looking forward to our week here in Rockport, Texas at Capano Bay Resort. We'll catch you guys here in about a week when we start really digging into that battery and see what it can do for us. We're pretty excited about it.
We're pretty excited about the REDODO battery. Our first overnight did really, really well. I think it's going to suit us really great, but I can't wait to try it when we can let it run off solar and kind of be self-sufficient for 24 hours. And we'll show you guys that in an upcoming video. Until then, stay safe out there. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you later. I guess if I had a train horn, I could honk back at it. That's about all the use I can see for. I guess if I had a train horn, I could honk back at it. That's all the use I could find. I give up.